welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast Show. That package you just watched now is from Eco Legacy Lions Club 5-in-1 Legacy Project commissioning held at Primary Health Care Center, Onigbongbo. I hope you enjoyed that. Now we'll go over to the newspaper review, and I will kick off with the Vanguard. I will start with the riders, actually. Tinubu to Sanwo-Olu, your sins are forgiven as GAC visits president in Lagos. Our economy back to track, Bagudu. Hardship. Nigerians cut spending on foreign travel by 30%. I think I will move over to the Punch because there's a package on the Vanguard. So it took over the page, and the same thing on the Punch. So I will start with the riders. Ground rent. 34 embassies risk closure. That is tomorrow, Tuesday. So I'll quickly move over to the Guardian also. So they don't have as much as the package that was shared initially. So the Guardian. Economy back on track, but not yet Uhuru, says Bagudu. June 12. Tinubu to address National Assembly, confirm national honors on lawmakers. Businesses leverage price adjustment to rein in FS losses. Clean books that you find on page 6 of the Guardian. Troops uncover 27 illegal oil sites, arrest 43 in Niger Delta. Kwankwaso receives 1,230 APC supporters to NNPP. Ondo PDP berates Ayedatiwa's refusal to complete Akeredolu's projects. We lost millions to Durban cancellation, Kanu government laments. Lagos political storm clears as Tinubu forgives Sanwo-Olu in GAC brokered truce. Serap Huriwa urged Tinubu to drop APC regs, fear manipulations. Imperative of full disclosure in Emefiele's 753 Abuja duplexes. So that is all we have on the headlines for today. We'll quickly move over to the hot topic for today, which is ground rent. A lot of people will be wondering what ground rent is all about. Most people inherited houses from their parents, houses from their relatives, but they don't know there's a lot of things attached to houses that they inherited or they bought. Maybe they are not educated enough because they saw what their next door neighbor is doing. Are they paying ground rent? So just before we kick off this segment, I want to alert people the meaning of ground rent. Ground rent is a legal contest. It's a payment made by a leaseholder, that is a tenant, to a freeholder, that is a landlord, for the use of land. Typically under a long-term lease, it is regular, reoccurring payment, often annually, that the leaseholder is obligated to make to retain the right to occupy or develop the land. A lot of you do not know that once you have your C of O, it does not mean you own the property in totality. I can advise you freely as a lawyer, even though I'm a broadcaster, that when you hold after your C of O, you hold that property for 99 years. So it's not forever. And the payment of the ground rent is used to retain a lot of things, maybe the environment of that building, like the roads, the drainages, etc. I want to ask you all, why are you not paying your ground rent? Hold it. Flash the number, let the public call, and let's find out from them why are they not paying their ground rent. Of recent, the FCT minister is a barrister, so he knows the importance of ground rent. Barrister Wike, he has been emphasizing on the ground rent. So just in case you don't understand, there's usually a letter that they usually send to you, either from your state government or from the ministry in the FCT, reminding you of paying ground rent. What I see a lot of people doing is, what have they done for me and why should I pay it? So there's something called obligation. Obligation is when you actually pay what you have agreed to. So when you are holding that property for 99 years, there are some things you've agreed that you should be paying, and which is ground rent. One of them is ground rent. And I'm asking you, and I'm throwing this to the public, why are you not paying ground rent? I would like to listen to you. Open the lines, please, Odi. Let's hear from you. So a lot of people might lose their property just because they've not paying ground rent. From one of the news headlines, let me check, I think is the Punch, they said 34 embassies risk closure tomorrow, Tuesday, because they've not been paying their ground rent. The truth about it is that, thank God they listed embassies. You know how serious foreigners take their taxes. They don't joke with it. Why is it okay for them to come into our country and think they are not going to pay the ground rent? That is why I said the phone line should be opened so that we hear from you why you are not paying your ground rent. And it's not limited to those that have C of O. Let me tell you, you risk your property when you don't have proper title, because it might be taken over by the government. So I always advise people, go and register your property. Because if you don't register your property, you might just be laying fallow, enjoying your mansion, and they will just come and take over your property. Why? Because there is no proper title attached to your property. So after you have registered your property, your C of O is a guarantee that you hold that property for 99 years. Now, you know you have obligations towards the government. Why are you not paying your ground rent? We would like to hear from you. These 34 embassies that risk closure, why do you think they are not paying their ground rent? Or they flash the numbers so that people can call us in and let's hear from them. You are still watching the Bumper Breakfast show. I've explained to you again what ground rent. So obligations, let's look at the obligations of ground rent. Because you are obliged to pay your ground rent. What about the government? What do they owe you after paying your ground rent? They owe you a duty when it comes to ground rent. I want people to call and tell us why they are not paying their ground rent. So, the obligation to pay ground rent is a requirement by landowners, particularly in areas where land is held under a leasehold system, like Abuja, where the government grants the right to occupy land for a fixed term. Ground rent, also known as land use charge, is essentially a fee paid to the state government for the right to use and develop the land. It is an annual payment that ensures the landowner retains the legal right to possess the use of that land. Why are you not paying your ground rent is why what we are asking this morning. Don't forget to call us live on the number being shown on your screen. Let us discuss. Tell us why. So, what people don't understand is that there are consequences attached to not paying your ground rent. Failure to pay your ground rent can lead to revocation of certificate of occupancy, which is what? C of O, which is a legal document confirming ownership of the land. Why are you not paying your ground rent? We'll quickly go on this break. We'll come back. But don't forget to call us immediately after the break.
Not hold the man up to a promise he made while he was naked.